If you're feeling disconnected from your old life, your old self, your old goals, your old friends, and even your old identity, then you're gonna wanna keep watching this video because it's gonna calm your nervous system down a little bit, make you feel seen and heard, and make you know that it's not your fault. It's not a bad thing. And what you're feeling, it isn't failure, it's transition. So let's get into it. What's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name's Maxwell Miller, and I'll be your beloved host for this little hike that we're on out here in the forest, out here in the winter. It's an amazing day, an amazing life, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into the topic of the conversation. If you're feeling disconnected, right? Feeling disconnected from your old self, your old life, and so on, we gotta first of all see that as a good thing, because that means that you're transitioning into something better, something that you've always wanted to become. And that could be such an amazing transition, and it is such an amazing transition because we're not meant to stay the same our whole entire lives. I think a lot of us grew up with, whoa, I think I'm walking on a creek or something. My freaking feet keep sinking into the ground, cracking beneath me. Haven't hit water yet, but if you guys want to keep your heads above water, it's important to realize that you were conditioned with a family and a culture, most likely, most of us, where there's a lot of resistance to change. You've probably heard it from your parents before, or just from like the old heads in your life, whoever it may be, that they want to resist change. They want to keep things the way they've always been. The old times were always better. The old times were always the good old days. And they don't allow themselves to feel the good old days now, because we're always in the good old days, and these are always the times. And so we don't want to get in our own way and resist change within ourselves just because it feels different, just because it feels uncomfortable, just because the old goals and the old versions of ourselves are dying away for some reason. That's a natural thing. You're not pushing them away. You're not forcing them away. There's just this sort of natural feeling within you that doesn't feel connected to that old self, to those old goals, to what you thought life was going to be, or what life you thought that you wanted for yourself and for your family and for others and for the world. And that's okay, because that means we're always continuing to evolve. We can't get stuck in the transition. We have to let it continue to flow. And we do that by not guilting ourselves for feeling different than we felt before. For not guilting ourselves and feeling shame because those old ambitions, those old goals that we used to have are starting to fade away. They don't feel as inspiring. They more feel like we're forcing ourselves to continue to do the things that at one time in our lives maybe did excite us, maybe did drive us. And I'll give you an example from my life. Right out of high school, I went into a musical theater program, and then after 1 year there, I dropped out of college, university, and I went over to New York City to train in a conservatory right in downtown Manhattan, Madison and 30th to be exact. And that drove me for years. I stayed in New York City for 7 years, and I enjoyed so much of my time. There were so many ups and downs. I changed so much. I evolved so much. Oh, look at this. We got some elk tracks. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. Yeah. They're just going up into the trees there. But they're on this path that I'm currently on right now. Those are some big, it's a big elk print right there. And I've also been following the coyote track as well. There's also been some snowshoe bunny rabbit tracks out here. But anyways, what I was saying is that I was fully engaged in the acting. I mean, I was all in. I'm very all or nothing when it comes to my life. If I decide that I'm going to do something, then I'm gonna do it full bore, without hesitation. I'm gonna do exactly what I need to do. I grew up in a very small town with less than 3,000 residents when I was growing up, way less than that. And I didn't know anything different. And I took the jump to New York City because it was something that felt like it was the right thing to do. With everything that I lived up in my life, it just felt like the natural course for me to go down, right? And so I did that for years, 7 years, and 8 years total of training and living it, having an agent, doing auditions, casting directors, the whole lot. Did a couple of indie films, commercials, little bits on TV show, and it was an amazing time, and I learned so much from that experience. And I take nothing for granted, and I regret nothing, because that was the best that I knew what to do with my life at that time. But then the pandemic happened, and I was in New York City for the pandemic, and it was a wild time. I mean, it was like, it was apocalyptic. We were all locked in our tiny little apartments. I had a like 400 square foot apartment or less, and we weren't allowed to leave unless you're an essential worker or you get ticketed. So we were literally pretty much in jail, house arrest. And that time gave me time to really reflect, because I had been feeling these feelings for a while in my acting career. The past last 2 years of my New York experience, I was unconsciously feeling like I was losing the drive, I was losing the inspiration. It no longer felt fun. It felt like hard work. It felt like I was forcing things, pushing things. I was developing like so much guilt and shame around myself. Like, am I working hard enough, or why aren't I getting these jobs? What am I doing wrong? Yada, yada, yada. All the things that, that ego mind starts talking to us about for whatever reason. We don't have to get into that right now. But when I had a time to, and a lot of you probably experienced this in the pandemic, it gave us a lot of time, especially when I was locked in my jail cell of an apartment without being allowed to leave. When I had that time, I was able to actually reflect and realize, like, man, I just don't feel like lit up by this thing, this career that I used to be so passionate about, so driven by, excited about. I mean, I had vision boards. I had done so much pre-paving about this career in this life that acting was going to allow me to live, and the leader by example that I wanted to be in that time, which was a literal time of transition for all of us, but speaking for myself in that time. And I realized finally consciously that I think it was time to wrap up the New York experience. So I came home, back to Colorado, and it took me a few months to really finalize this in my reality, to where I called my agent. I said, look, I'm done. I don't want you sending me any more auditions. I don't want to try to figure this out from Colorado or jump over to LA or whatever the next path was going to be. And when I did that and I said to my agent, I'm done, that was the moment where I realized, okay, my life's about to change. I'm going down a different path. And honestly, guys, it took me years to reconcile with the fact that I was letting that old life go, letting that old identity go. And I wrestled with myself for years, and I was hard on myself. I felt guilt and shame. I didn't understand. I thought there was something wrong with me, that I was losing that passion, that I was taking the easy way out, and I was quitting, I was giving up, and all of those things in my mind started coming. And it wasn't until really recently, the past couple years or so, maybe the past year to be completely honest, where I felt like I finally reconciled the fact that I'm not going to be an actor anymore. I'm not going to pursue that door anymore. And it's not necessarily a closed door forever, but it's definitely a closed door for now. And that has allowed me to heal the relationships I need to heal with my parents, with my family, with myself, with other people in my life. And if you allow yourself to have grace to yourself in those moments of transition, instead of guilting yourself about a life that you thought you're going to live and a person that you thought you're going to be and a career you thought you're going to have that just doesn't resonate anymore, it doesn't light you up anymore, you're going to find that you're going to be so much more open to what life really has for you. And you're gonna see, looking back, why you had to go through those things to be the person that you are now, so that you can have the ambitions and the challenges and the passionate expressions that you're now developing, just like I'm now developing with talking to you guys and having this YouTube channel and coming out on social media. And just like I came out with singing the songs, the Rat Pack, Sinatra, Dean Martin, Nat King Cole songs that I've always wanted to sing, and that has supported me effortlessly, and it's been easy, and it's been fun, and it's been flowing. And then that slowed down, and now that allowed me to do this. So all that is to say, we got to take it easy on ourselves in these transition times. We are not failures just because we are not resonating with a life, with an identity that we once had for ourselves. We're totally not. Now I want you to take a look at this view and take it in and take a deep breath with me. Feel a little better? So don't panic and don't start overthinking. Don't freak yourself out, because once you start panicking, you're gonna start overthinking, and you're gonna jump right back into that old identity, into that old version of yourself that you feel like you're supposed to continue doing, even though it doesn't light you up anymore. It doesn't feel good anymore. You don't feel that passion anymore. You'll jump right back into that old identity. You'll jump right back into that old job. You'll jump right back into that old relationship too. Speaking from experience, and I'm just recommending and offering that you take a second to yourself and have that transition period and be with yourself and have grace with yourself and allow yourself not to overthink, not to try and justify the reason that you're not feeling connected with that old identity, those old goals, so on and so forth. Don't jump to conclusions. Just sit with it. Just feel into it. Just like I was saying in the last video, if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend you check that out, because I was saying what a powerful time and what a powerful moment it can be when you're feeling uncomfortable, you're feeling that discomfort. Instead of pushing away, because that's only gonna create more resistance between you and that thing that's upsetting you, if you actually lean into it and lean into the feelings that you're having, you're gonna find new epiphanies, new ideas, and new perspectives on that you wouldn't have allowed for yourself if you didn't actually let yourself lean into those feelings. I promise you, if you lean into it and have some grace with yourself and not push those moments away, you're gonna feel much, much better, and you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're gonna see why this discomfort is happening with you right now. So my recommendation is to stop negotiating with your past. Don't keep revisiting with it. It's gone. It's not you anymore. It is literally not you. You're allowed to move on. Just stop revisiting what you've already outgrown, is basically what I'm trying to say. And also just track your expansion. After you visit a place, after you interact with some people, after you take action on something that inspires you, just ask yourself the simple question: does this feel more like who I am or less of like who I am? Does it light me up? Does it feel natural? Does it feel good? Or does it feel forceful? And do I feel like I'm resisting things? Do I feel like I'm having to push in order to feel good enough or inspired enough to take action on this thing? That's all you have to do. And if the answer is no, then find something else. Try something else. Don't worry about it. Don't rush it. Just let it flow, baby. Let it flow. And here's another tip to reduce the old identity's noise and chatter in your head, trying to convince you that you need to go back to it, or you need to force yourself to continue being that, because if you keep forcing, if you keep pushing yourself, eventually it'll feel right. Let's not do that. Instead, just take it one inspired action at a time. Just one little inspired action at a time. See how it feels. Go back to the drawing board if you have to. Just keep letting it come to you. Essentially, less scrolling, less people pleasing, less looking for others to approve of what you're doing or not doing, and less seeking the opinions of others. If you do that while you're in this transition, it's a very vulnerable time to be in this time of transition. And if you're seeking other people's opinions of what you should or shouldn't be doing, or what they think of what you're wanting to do, and all of that noise, it's gonna confuse you, it's gonna cause you to overthink, it's gonna slow down the process. So just go within, stop scrolling, stop looking for the opinions of others. Just take everything that I'm saying as an offering right now. You don't have to force yourself to feel any of or resonate with anything that I'm saying right now. So I don't want to be that noise to you either. But just stop looking to the outside for what feels good. Start looking to the inside and then allowing what inspires you to action to allow you to know what your next true authentic step is, and just keep taking it. Pretty simple. So I hope this inspires you. One last thing. If those common fears come up of what if I'm wasting my time? What if people judge me? What if I don't find my thing? What if I don't figure this out? What if none of this works? What if this? What if that? What if they? Blah, 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 blah. If you're feeling those things, don't let them control you. Don't let them seep into you. When you feel those fears, just recognize it. Again, lean into it, be present with it, and you're gonna see when you're present, when you allow yourself to be present with those fears, when they come up in the moment that they come up, and not push them away, not distract yourself from them, but lean into them and sit with them, you're going to find the answer that you need. You're going to see those fears for what they are, which are just fears. Fear is, what do they say? False evidence appearing real. It really is true. It's just an illusion. Fear is just an illusion. It's a real feeling, it's a real experience, but it's a true illusion of our minds, of our egos, trying to keep us small, trying to keep us in the old identities, which it feels like has kept us safe and kept us alive up until this moment in time. So just allow yourself to be in the transition. You're not losing your life. You're just shedding what can no longer come with you. All right? So I love you very much, and I appreciate you guys listening to me and being out here in nature with me. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous out here. I've enjoyed this. If this resonated with you guys, just comment in between down in the comments so that I know I'm talking to my people, okay? And let me know, like, what's your biggest challenge? Are you having it in your relationships, in your career, with the way that you identify yourself, with friends, with neighbors, with your family? What's the kind of biggest challenge that you're going through right now when it comes to this transition of becoming your true authentic self and allowing yourself to discontinue being something and doing things that no longer resonate with your journey, with who you are currently now? Stop guilting yourself, stop shaming yourself. It's okay to be in this transition. It's growth. It's just growth. You're not doing anything wrong. Let me tell you, I have been through this. As I've said, that New York experience and all the reflection I've had and all the stuff that I've studied and inner work that I've done, I share with you now and offer to you now as perspective. So hopefully you can go through it a little smoother, a little quicker than what I had to deal with, okay? I held on to it for way too long, and you don't have to do that. So guys, thank you so much. Make sure you check out my last video. It's really going to help you, and it dives deeper into that, what I was saying in this video, leaning into those fears, leaning into those uncomfortable feelings and sitting with them and actually seeing them for what they are. Because when you actually look at them, you're going to realize that it's nonsensical. These fears, they actually don't make any damn sense. And once you realize that, that's the second that you can drop it and you can let it go and you can replace it with a new belief system, okay? So guys, thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, please, especially at these beginning times of my YouTube channel. And I appreciate whoever's watching this right now. Thank you for being a part of this beginning, special part of my YouTube channel, of this following, of this movement that I'm creating with all of you guys. It means the world to me to be with you. And I hope you guys are having a great day, great time, and a great life. Again, be good to yourselves. Don't be so hard on yourselves. We're all going through a huge transition together. There's a lot going on in the world, so we have to be good to ourselves, fill up our own cups first, so then we can pour it out to others, okay? I love you very much. See you guys in the next video. This rabbit, this must be his home because he went right in, as you can see, to this log. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? It's his little rabbit home.